Cause I'm the man. I got the master plan. I got the cash to spend. Yeah, I got the racks to pay. So what you need, yeah, I got that. 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 Cause I'm the man.
Hey, Core 4. For sure, we are in the building, man.
Yes, sir.
We are here. And before we start, you know how we like to do it. Let's go ahead and get to it. Bow our heads, man. Lord, we thank you again for even having us in this space where we are honored to be able to represent kingdom for men, whether they're married, whether they're single, whether they are in a space of not even knowing their identity, just knowing that they're here, that we can be a voice. Allow for this to be a space where it's safe. Allow for it to be a space where we can actually echo what you put on our hearts to share, and that we can continue to grow in our journey, because we know it's a journey and it's not a destination. As we do this in real time, we need you. We will forever need you. In your son Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Bro, oh man, listen, everybody, y'all in for a treat. We are here. We got the Core 4. That's all I got to do. What time is it? Fourth quarter.
Right.
Fourth quarter, yeah. So to my left, and we're going to keep it moving so y'all get a chance to hear the voices of the men. We got, it's your turn. I'm not going to say nothing else.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Percy. I'm glad to be here with my guys. Excited for about what's to come, and get ready. I'm telling you, we got something good for you.
His name is Sensei.
What's up, y'all? It's T. Lee. That's it.
Oh.
Kareem the Dream.
Hey, I'll give you a little shout out in. Yeah, little number net. Hey, so this episode is really, we like to have fun. We're gonna have fun. This episode really is talking about pursuit. It's really talking about pursuit. It's something I've struggled with. I'm not gonna lie. I honestly didn't even know much about how to pursue a woman. Unfortunately, I'm learning later. Better late than never. I don't know how it resonates with you guys, but I want to go ahead and get this really, really ready to go on the road, because I can't even speak about it right now. I'm like, I fumble because I'm in the first quarter of pursuit right now. Yeah. That's how I feel. I'm in the first quarter of pursuit. I've been married twice. We know that. I've been divorced twice. However, both of the marriages, when I came into them, I didn't pursue. It was mutual. It was cohabitation. And then it went from cohabitation to courthouse. So it was a conversation. We had conversations of, I think we're into each other, attraction, and all that stuff was there. However, I guess it was probably too easy. Not saying I got it like that. I'm just saying the flow of it was too easy. I didn't have to put in any work. Like I made shots and I didn't practice. I think that's called luck. Right, I didn't put in the work. I didn't go and put in sweat equity.
So what is your perception of pursuit now in your early stages?
In my early, thank you for that grace for the early stages. Yeah. Operative phrase, early stage.
Yeah,
we real early, preseason. Well, what I come to understand now too is, thank you T. That's a great question. I ain't gonna lie. What I come to understand right now for me is pursuit. Pursuit does look like consistency. It looks like not having my feelings be in the forefront as far as my emotions, not being emotional. It's the way Christ pursues us in our faith. We know that no matter how much we act out of line or we try to stray away, it was I forgot what passages was where the parable came about the sheep. The 100 sheep, there was 99 that were in their rightful space, but there was one that was missing. And that one was so important that the 99 were left where they were just to go find and pursue that one so that one could be brought back. And that's the kind of posture I'm learning it needs to look like for me, to know that if I know I see someone, a woman that is valuable to me, someone who is worth it to me as a man who's called to be a leader, have that headship position, I have to look past those emotions that can naturally come about within a woman's position. And I have to be very much, first of all, going to the Father. I got to be very prayerful and mindful of what that approach looks like for me to see past those fractures or those traumas or those things that are the things that I would be like, that's blaming that person for, like that's on you. Mm-hmm. And I have to just keep being mindful of how I pursue the heart of that woman. And that's what I've learned now. Consistency, pursuing the heart of the person, not just like the way that they are, because we all have our faults and flaws. Mm-hmm. Asking those questions that matter to, like, who hurt you? How do you feel? Things that more so projects me caring more about and considering them versus just the list of things that I have. Because my lists are still going to be important to me, which is a part of my boundaries. However, someone has to take the lead. Mm-hmm. Someone has to demonstrate the love that's unconditional. So my early journey right now is about dying to self, Ephesians 5:25, and learning how to, I don't have a wife yet. However, learning how to love like Christ loved the church. Mm-hmm. That's just my entry level. If you guys have anything to say, because I feel like I'm putting a lot of vulnerability out here.
I think what you're saying is great. I have a lot to, when I think about pursuit, it's like, what is the purpose of it? Mm. Because understanding why I'm pursuing something or someone, what is my purpose? When you pursue a career, you do everything you have to do to get into that career. Mm. If you want to become an actor, you go to acting school, you get an acting coach, you go to acting lessons, you go blah, 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 blah. Everything you do when you finally get there, what do? Do you still pursue acting? Or do you say, I'm in acting, so now I need to grow so that I can keep getting more and more? So it's like pursuit changes after a while to now how can I not just be present, but how can I grow there, right? So it's like, what am I pursuing? How am I pursuing? At some point, should the thing that I'm pursuing then turn around and say, thank you for pursuing me? How about we come to an understanding of that I want to be pursued? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just saying, no one should be pursuing for the rest of their life. Mm. Because at some point, what you're pursuing, you should eventually catch.
Attain, yeah.
Isn't that the point of pursuing?
That's the point.
Yeah. Because if you're always pursuing, and I know we can switch it and say, but Christ never, but, he loves us and he draws us to the point of now we're saved. So now he doesn't have to, quote unquote, pursue us. Now we're what? Pursuing him.
And look, though, he pursues us, but he still gives us the choice to.
He still gives us the choice. Yeah.
To come in.
Yeah.
So that's even good. As we pursue, it's not all on us. The person is not open.
Yeah.
And then that's where discernment and paying attention to what's happening throughout the relationship comes into play. Mm-hmm.
Because you can pursue so much that you get tired once you get there. And then what happens when you get what you've been pursuing, and you're so tired from the pursuit? It's like, wait a minute, what do I do now? How do I keep this at this level now? And I've been in predicaments or situations where it's like, I've done what I thought was the right thing to do, but it was never enough because it was almost as if, well, now you got me, so now you have to try and keep me.
Does anyone know what the technical definition of pursuance is?
We're going to find out. We're going to find this out. Are we using Webster's? What is it? Doesn't matter.
All I see in my mind is Roadrunner running after. Just always driving.
Shut up, yo.
Just always flying down the road.
Coyote, whatever.
My perspective is going to be a little bit different. Because I guess I'm at the place in life where I have to I'm still, even though, okay, so there's no really like end to the pursuit. Mm-hmm. So even once you pursue and attain what it is you're pursuing, who it is that you're pursuing, if you're pursuing a relationship with a significant other, once you attain that, there's still pursuit happening in order to sustain the vigor of the relationship, the intensity, the fire on both ends, because you never want to become too familiar with who it is that you are pursuing, that you no longer pursue them in the same way, which then allows them to feel underappreciated and leaves room for somebody else to come in and give them a pursuit that they miss. And it opens up a door to something else that could have been prevented if you would be consistent in your pursuit, because you're no longer you're pushing away familiarity. what I'm saying?
Nah, that's good. Purse, you all right? So what we doing? Do you go? No,
So I'm sorry, Purse. You
No. I'm not, and I agree with you, but I'm saying at some point when I'm pursuing you and we've made it to that level. I mean, I'm not saying give up on my desire of you, because the level it just switches gears. Now I'm not trying to get you, I'm trying to keep you. I'm trying to maintain.
Yeah,
that's a different level of pursuit. But I don't want to have to worry about, because I've switched gears, that now I have to worry about you possibly getting the first gear from someone else, and now you're turning around and maybe getting that, because then that shows me that I wasn't aware of what you needed from me, because I was the one trying to pursue you.
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you this, right? Even as men, we still desire to be pursued. So we like we're the predators.
Yeah,
we hunting.
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We hunting.
Yeah.
Right. But there are times where, man, we want to feel like, we still got a little. You know what I mean? We still got that.
Yeah.
So because of that, we still have the desire, for our lady or whoever it is that we involved with to be like showing us that kind of like, oh yeah, you the man. You always been the man. You gonna be my man. Like, you know what I mean? We want that.
Right.
You gotta have a check.
So it's gonna go vice versa. And I think that even when you talk about the levels of pursuit and shifting gears within there is a shifting of gears.
Yeah.
But there has to be an understanding on both
absolutely.
people. Both parties.
So with pursuit, it's a plethora of like different definitions. To follow in order, to overtake, that's one of them. To follow close upon, go with. Another one, to strive, to gain, seek to attain or accomplish. Another one, to proceed in accordance with. To carry on or continue. So it's to practice, it's levels to it. I think one thing you said, T, that was profound as well is, matter of fact, you said it, your pastor, Darius Daniels, mentioned it about the pursuit can only really be a pursuit if the woman positions herself. Because if you're pursuing a woman who doesn't want you, now you're a predator. That's what Pastor Daniels said.
Wow.
So the pursuit still has to be acknowledged from the prey, or
she gotta want to be
the
pursuee.
She gotta want to be pursued
by you, at least.
By you.
She want to be pursued. Does she want to be pursued by you?
So now we gonna say for all the weirdos out there, if you are chasing someone who doesn't want to be chased, bro, go find something else, bro. Go find plants. Go eat something that stands still.
Listen,
leave them alone.
There's somebody out there for everybody. You just find that person.
Yeah, Norbert did.
So
So I have a question. What would be one of the attributes in the beginning of pursuance with the woman? The first thing that comes to mind for me is transparency.
Elaborate.
And just a willingness to show a woman, hey, I'm coming to you because, yes, I'm attracted to you, but I'm going to come to you correct. I'm going to come to you honest.
Got you.
I'm going to come to you transparent. I'm going to show you who I am. I'm going to tell you who I am.
Yeah, that's good.
So that you can know that I'm serious about the pursuit. This is not just me trying to, do the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I actually want to really pursue you correctly.
So what's the second thing? Because you set it up. That's heavy. That's coming out the gate. That's really serious. So now she's like, oh, okay, I like it. Yeah. And then what do you say? Like, what's the next thing?
The next one.
That voice is
consistency. Consistency.
Yeah.
Bro, you a pro at
but
this.
Wait, but is this for the purpose of making them yours for marriage, or is this for just having someone as a partner in life to kind of like go out?
I mean, I think that these particular characteristics they fit in both. Yeah. That's a matter of conversation.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah. Either way you want to be I mean, you can lie about it, but you either way you want to be transparent.
But transparency is not really for everyone, because transparency can open you up for things that you're not ready to really deal with. And I feel like if it's for dating purposes, full transparency is not really. I don't think that's really I don't even know the word. I want to say authentic is one, but transparent to give you where I come from, what I deal with, who I'm, what I've met. I'm not sure if all of that is necessary if it's not going to be a necessity for life.
So you're saying in a span of a dating period, we should not be so open. Unless it's going to go into like courting to the other.
If that's your desire.
Got you.
Yeah. I mean,
so there has to be some level of
that's your desire.
parameter.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, just
limitations in a way. So not necessarily limitations, but some kind of guarding. You know what I mean? So like you put up guardrails.
I like that word, guarding.
You know?
I like the word authenticity.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I think you made a phenomenal point about being authentic. So you're giving the person who you really are.
Mm-hmm.
However, you're guarding yourself and them by how much information you distribute.
Yeah.
And at what's the dosage that you distribute this information? You see what I'm saying?
So why is it that the first picture that came to my head biblically is Samson? Because Samson was moving like that until Delilah. That's when everything fell.
Wow.
Is when he opened up way. He gave him just enough, I think. He was authentic when he dated the first girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like he would never tell his secret was a form of I guess if we're using it in that terminology, his secret was a transparency.
Yeah.
His authenticity was still having that for himself.
Or should we say his weakness was his authenticity?
Oh, come on now. You are such a pastor.
Because no.
Come on, Bishop.
No, I'm just saying that we just, Pastor Darius says, be authentic with everyone, but transparent with a select few. Because Jesus had 12, but he only really got deep with 3. Because he can trust them for the job that they need to do, but he couldn't trust them for the fullness of who he was, only because they would have eventually not, it would have been too much for them to handle.
They couldn't handle it. Thomas couldn't handle it.
He was
a doubter
Thomas was like, you ain't, man, let me see them hands. He like,
So in that same measure, putting everything out on the table, someone else would say, no, put it out on the table because that's how you know they'll be with you. You'll never get anyone to be with you if you put everything out on the table at first.
A lot of people can't handle it.
But some people use that method.
Some people say they want the truth.
Some people say they want the truth. Separate the wheat from the tare.
Some people say they want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Because the truth makes you free. It also tells people to run. To freedom. Let me get out of here.
So the quickest way to make people run, tell them everything about you.
Tell them every single thing.
If you want them to leave.
Tell them everything.
Nah, but speaking of truth, women, okay, I got a question for y'all. I'm going there.
Cue the music.
My boy said woman. Oh, okay, I got a question.
No, he didn't see the look he got from the woman in the room.
I'm going there. Women want men to be completely transparent with them. They always say, tell me the truth no matter what. But do y'all really think that they can handle the fullness about everything? Or do you think that there should be like certain limitations on how much
I like authenticity. I like authenticity.
I'll speak from my experience. A lot of women cannot handle the truth of a man if we decide to really give it the way I know that you're talking about. A lot of women
this is a closed door conversation, by the way, like with men only in the room. I'm just letting you know. Like if there was no women, this is the kind of conversation that would probably be happening. For real.
And it's not all. I always like to clarify. I never put it in a box where everybody's like this.
Correct.
But it's facts that there is a large number that enough to say this is kind of a generality, I guess you would say. They don't, and I've felt that because in my experience, like I think I told y'all this story after I got divorced. Like one of the things I did was I became very, very real about who I am because I had accepted myself in such a way that I don't mind telling you who I am and how I feel and what I think, because if you don't like it, you're more than welcome to exit and there's no hard feelings about it. Yeah. But there were times when I was that way. Now, I will say this, the respect remained.
Yeah.
They were angry with me. They didn't like what I said, but they respected the fact that I'm willing to tell them the truth. Regardless of how they feel, because the truth is freedom.
Yeah.
What can you hold against me if I've been honest with you?
Yeah.
So true.
All you can do is decide that you don't like it or you don't agree.
I think the fear there is for most men in regards to that, especially if we love that woman, is maybe a fear of maybe the truth hurting them or breaking them, or them the fragility of this woman that you have. Like, your job is to build. So there's almost there's a hesitation, a apprehension behind like saying certain things, or even, you know, in the way we say things, you know what I mean? So there might be something that you really want to tell this girl, you know, but you kind of like, you bite your tongue a little bit sometimes, or you kind of like beat around a little bit sometimes. You might not even say nothing at all, because, you know, if we just tell them how some of them tell us,
the wrong answer is going to give you.
Look, it'd be a whole different story. And
pursuit done.
You know, pursuit
is over with.
So we try, you know what I mean? So there's a gauge, there's a level, just like if you go on the stove and you can put the heat on the stove from 1 all the way to 10, right? You gauge the level of heat that is being produced in order for you to cook the food at its like the perfect temperature. You know what I'm saying?
So with pursuit, we have now this authenticity in the dating space. So all right, you guys give me advice. All right, here we go. I'm not saying nobody on here is an expert, right? We're giving that ASAP disclaimer. I'm the most intermediate pursuer right now. I should be doing what at this point? If I'm pursuing a woman right now, I should be very much careful of sharing or oversharing. What should I be doing right now in this space that I'm in? Because you remember, I've been divorced twice. I'm leaning on Christ and the Word. I'm praying, but then there's practicality. As my brothers, what should it look like for me right now?
I think that you should continue to be honest. I think that there should be a gauge, once again, on in your sharing of your honesty. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so for example, like me, right? There was a point where I was extremely, like, I guess you could say promiscuous or whatever, right? I shared that with, at that time, we were talking or dating. I shared that I was extremely active, if you understand what I'm saying, right?
We already know.
However, I didn't go into details with the number. You know what I'm saying?
So leave the number out.
I mean, I'm just speaking in general terms, right? Just gauging the way, right? And then at a later time, when I feel like, okay, we're at a place where she can probably handle this, and if she decides that that's something that make her want to run, then...
Is she asking or are we offering?
I think that you allow the conversation to be authentic and organic. And if it goes there, then she gets that level of vulnerability.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what, too? And sometimes, I guess you kind of have to be a little careful, but at the same time, sometimes I will bring things to the forefront to see what kind of reaction I'm going to get. Because it is the truth.
Okay.
And I want to know if I want to know. I've decided that whatever decision you make is fine with me. I want to know how you feel about this. I want to know what your reaction is going to be
about what I'm
saying.
Okay, gotcha.
And this is the beginning of the pursuit.
How far can I go with you in conversation?
Ooh.
Because I'm a very open person.
Okay.
The conversation that I have, the conversations that I have with my woman now, absolutely incredible. Never in my life have I been able to talk to a woman the way that I can talk to my lady right now, bro.
Incredible.
But it's because from the beginning I established that transparency, that honesty, that this is who I am, take me or leave me. I'm considerate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm considerate of your feelings. I'm considerate, and I'm careful not to just do and say things to be degrading and offensive. But if it's in me, and if it's my authenticity, I want you to know, because we talking about building life together.
So you're along the same lines, like, for example, something practical. If that happens to be the amount of promiscuity that took place, if that's the case, we offer that with no number. We just speak on it loosely in the form of, hey, this has been a part of my journey, and this is not who I am anymore.
I'm like him. You got to gauge it, because I honestly I had that conversation as well.
Okay.
And it went a whole lot better than I expected it to. And that was one of those conversations that I had because I had never done that before with a woman. Just have that kind of an open conversation about my past, about a worser side of me, so to speak.
Oh, gotcha.
But that's gonna help her in the long run, though.
Absolutely.
Because what it's gonna do is it's gonna help her have an understanding of who you are and why you are the way you are. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like, even right now, you might feel like, okay, I've overcome this, right? There's a level of understanding that if your woman is mature enough, she can go in and say, you know, if there's a time where you're struggling, there's a level of understanding that can then take place because she has an understanding of who you are, your background, what you dealt with, what you struggled with, the dark side of you, and be able to decide whether or not it's something that she can work through or not. See what I'm saying? And it can help her in supporting you and aiding you in overcoming what it is that might be trying to like come back again.
Yeah.
When I was doing counseling a few years ago, my counselor told me, my therapist said that you have to learn how to manage your wife's emotions. And I was like, what does that mean? Why should I have to manage her? What he meant was that you have to now gauge to see if what you're telling her, does she need to know A through Z, or maybe A, C, F, H? And I said, so you tell me to lie to my wife? He said, no, you literally have to figure out what information is safe enough to share so that she gains knowledge but doesn't gain pain.
Yeah, so that it's productive.
So that's productive. Whoa. And that is what I mean in regards to being too transparent, where something could be, yes, you want to put that on the table and you want to be honest, but it could actually hurt them.
Right.
And you said something that was so key. Once you realize that they are mature enough, not that you're, telling some female you're not mature, but you have to gauge to see if this is now a healthy space for us to go a little bit deeper, because the whole point of us coming together is to keep going deeper.
Right. Exactly.
Together.
Exactly.
So if we're still on stage 1 and you're ready to go to stage 10, you could possibly hinder that because the information that you shared.
They're not ready.
And this is it's not a dig against women, but women don't forget a thing.
No, what?
So if you're giving them something that is going to be that detrimental knowledge-wise, trust me, they are literally creating a whole narrative.
They done built out a portfolio.
Seriously.
Wow.
And that will fall back
it's a
on
file. It's filed away.
Feeling now unsafe to be honest. When in actuality, you should have been mature enough to be responsible enough to say, she can't handle that.
Yeah.
So it all goes on the person, because your woman is
Absolutely.
absolutely a superwoman and she's incredible, so she can handle that. Somebody else will say, now why would you tell me that? Because now I'm thinking, I just feel like it could turn the other side. So you have to be careful.
Your word again, discerning enough
You gotta
to
pay
know how to
attention.
gauge.
Yeah.
So
And discernment is an art. It's an art.
No, it is.
To learn to understand a person just by reading them, their energy, paying attention to how they react. It's an art, and I had to really learn. Some things aren't safe to say. Some things that it's not time to say.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that you're not being transparent.
Correct.
Yeah.
You're being smart. As you see a person growing, then you learn that, I can give them this now.
Correct.
Because I know that they're going to take it the right way. Because the last thing you want is to say something that's going to cause an argument, especially when you know that's not your intention. Correct. You're trying to be transparent. You're trying to share. You're trying to open up. And then the open up turns into calamity because they're not ready to take what it is that you're trying to give out.
Key. That timing is key.
Time is everything.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie real quick because I know we probably got to wrap it up soon. But like even when, has nothing to do with my relationship. But like when I was younger, okay, and I'm I guess you can say I'm incriminating myself. But when I was younger, about sometime in high school, I used to sell weed, right? But I did it because the need for money to help my family pay the bills. I would give my family the money to help them pay the bills. They don't know where I was getting the money from. They didn't ask me where I was getting the money from, and I wasn't going to tell them where I was getting the money from, right? And there was a time where I was done doing that. I felt like I was past that stage, and I felt the opportunity, and I felt good enough to tell my people, like, hey, you remember back when I was this age? You remember how I used to give y'all this money?
Yeah.
This is what I was doing to get the money.
Wow.
How they receive it?
They laughed, shook their head, and was like, we knew you was doing something, but we didn't know. And
We wasn't asking.
We wasn't asking, but there was like, you know, but there was a level of grace that I received from them that I don't think that if I had shared with them in that in a different space and time, that I would have received.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
That's so, all right, so listen, I'm so full now. I had my therapy session. Thank you, guys. This is the first live therapy session for Gauntlet. Yeah, man. Oh, my God. So I'll keep y'all tuned in on how this works out, because from what I've heard, there's a lot of stuff that I've done that was not cool. I've done, and not this situation in the past. I guess prayer, practicality, y'all gave me a lot of insight. Biblical principles, I know I'm gonna have to search the word too, because it is even when to say, how to say it, the grace that we say it in.
Absolutely.
Right? So I'm learning a lot, and I tell y'all, I thank you guys. I'm not gonna lie, I received a lot. My brothers poured into me. They poured into me. I'm not gonna front y'all. Thank y'all for that, because this is real time. Everything y'all see and experience with us in these conversations is real time. I needed that. That's in the season of my journey right now, is pursuit. So, you know, on record, y'all stay tuned. It shall be what's this, revolution shall be televised. Yeah, that way. Which way? That way.
That way.
Yeah. Hey man, honestly, y'all stay Holy Spirit led, Holy Spirit fed. I'm telling you, if you don't know nothing else, keep God first. If you don't know how to pursue, stay out the way. Leave it to the big dogs. Not playing. All right, y'all be easy. Peace.
Later.
'Cause I'm the man, I got the master plan.